Hey, Verse. So they're about to do the verdict for Johnny Depp. Really?
He didn't want to attend.
Johnny didn't want to. Oh, wow.
So Andrew did. He's like, whatever happens, but he's not attending.
God, anticipation. Amber Heard hell played the victim card, man. But
Continue to wait right now. Amber Heard, we see front and center. The lawyers just went to speak to the judge at her request. We continue to wait for this moment right here on Live Now from Fox.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, what I need you to do, I need to give the forms back to you. When you find for a defamatory statement, one or more, you need to fill out compensatory damages. It has to be at least a document.
Jury to go back in, they have to file and redo some of their paperwork. Right now, you see Amber Heard there with her attorneys here, and really you felt
So
that
we'll be in recess till we
anticipation.
hear back from them. Don't go too far, okay?
just give a verdict. Opening it.
Looking over the verdict forms make sure they've dotted all their I's and crossed all their T's this time.
Right, Mr. Foreperson, is this the verdict of the jury? Yes. All right, is it unanimous? Thank you, sir.
Oh, shit. Oh, it's just digging.
Do you find that Mr. Depp has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, yes. In the online...
I think these are her answers.
Amber
I
Heard,
assume.
I spoke up against sexual violence. Quote, then 2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out.
You're lying.
End quote.
That's a damn
Do
lie.
you find that and faced our culture's wrath?
It seems
That
like
has to change.
she's
In
getting
the
guilty.
Washington Post,
Ah.
Saying
edition,
that she couldn't.
quote, I have
Like
the
she
rare
couldn't prove
vantage
her
point
side.
of seeing in real
But she
time.
lied.
Yeah, because their story made no sense.
Protect men
So she could be
abuse.
liable for
She
defamation.
couldn't give. Yeah, she couldn't give a
Do you
solid
find
answer.
that Mr. Depp has
Look at her, that's a look at her
all
face.
elements
She's all
of
shamed.
defamation?
Yeah, you know you lied.
Yes. Has Mr. Depp proven by a greater weight of the evidence? Do you find that
Almost
Mr.
10
Depp
minutes.
has proven by clear and convincing evidence that Ms. Heard acted with actual malice? Answer, yes. As against Amber Heard, we the jury award compensatory damages in the amount of $10 million. As against Amber Heard, we the jury award punitive damages in the amount of $5 million. In civil case number CL 2019-2911, Ms. Heard's claim against Mr. Depp. 1. As to this statement, appearing in the April 8, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, Amber Heard and her friends in the media used fake sexual violence allegations as both a sword and shield.
Ah, they knew it.
Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no. Do you find that Ms. Heard has proven by clear and convincing evidence that the statement by Mr. Waldman was made with actual malice? Answer, yes.
Oh my God.
3. As to this statement, appearing in the April 27, 2020 online edition of the Daily Mail, quote, we've reached the beginning of the end of Ms. Heard's abuse hoax against Johnny Depp. End
Damn.
quote.
They keep calling
Do
you
you
that.
find that Ms. Heard has proven all the elements of defamation? Answer, no.
Oh.
When I tell you that we appreciate your sacrifices and your time and your public service in this matter, okay? So I'm gonna have you go back to the jury deliberation room for one more time, and then we'll release you from there, okay? All right, thank you.
Both her and Depp liable for defamation. What?
2 years ago, I became a public figure representing domestic abuse, and I felt the full force of our culture's wrath for women who speak out. And the jury found that that was defamatory. And the third, Johnny Depp's lawyer's statement to the Daily Mail, the jury found defamed Amber Heard. And they said that the calling her complaint in that instance a hoax was defamatory. So they found for Amber Heard, they awarded her $2 million of compensatory damages. So bottom line, they did not believe most of what Amber Heard had to
It
say.
didn't make any fucking sense. Okay, I just wanted to share my reaction. That shit was lit. Oh my god. Whoa. Wow. I'm just thinking to myself, if Johnny is gonna get 15 million, you can tell Johnny's just gonna be like, just keep the 2. Like if I owe you 2,
Yeah.
just keep the 2 then. Just give me 13. Yeah, you know that's what I would do.
That's what I'd be like, just give me 13.
If I owe somebody $10 and they owe me 100, I'd be like, just give me 90. You know, I'd be like, just give me $90.
He won. A lot of people that fired him or canceled his contracts owe him a big apology.
They do. Disney was the first one that did that shit.
They charged him without.
Yeah, with no proof.
Without being proved guilty. They went on pure accusation.
That's the problem with Hollywood, is that as soon as you get one bad piece of media, immediately like they overreact and then they fire you like that. Disney, oh, we're gonna make a reboot with Margot Robbie as a lesbian. I'm like, oh, nobody wants that shit. I'm like, wait, bring Johnny back up in this bitch. Hi Verse, it's your girl KZ here today to give you guys another video. Thank you so much Verse for watching and tuning in onto my reaction. I got a video coming out tomorrow to let you guys know where the hell I've been and why I haven't been uploading any videos for the last week and a half. Putting that aside, focusing on the trial. Yes guys, the trial is over. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, that trial is done. In a way, for me, I was getting a little bit nervous just because recently as the trial was going on, there was actually people coming out saying that they believed Amber Heard, that Amber Heard was the victim here. No. Clearly not. And I say that just because of just numerous reasons. Her story didn't add up. There was audio leaks against her, especially audio leaks of her admitting that she was the one always hitting Johnny. There was images that were released that were clearly altered. There were witnesses. Her story especially made no freaking sense. She got so lost in her own story at times that she kept admitting what she did. Especially what happened with the TMZ leak, how the lawyer did her research, showed Amber that she almost admitted to kind of leaking out something to TMZ, and then she went, oh. I was just like, what do you... No, like, you got caught. There was just so much against Amber Heard to prove that Amber Heard was the abuser. And then besides that, even before she ended up with Johnny, she was arrested before because of the fact that when she was with her partner, her female partner at the time, that she even abused her, that she would hit her. It happened at an airport too, and there was a police report about that. So immediately I'm thinking to myself, how would Johnny be an abuser here? Yes, he's not perfect. Anybody can throw in our face that, yeah, Johnny is an alcoholic, that he had a drug problem, but that's the problem. He had a drug problem and he had a drinking problem. He still has issues, but nothing to the point where he's gonna do something like that. I mean, Johnny's ex-wife even came out saying that Johnny just wasn't like that. That's what I liked about this. People around Johnny came out defending him. People who worked with Johnny came out defending him. I'm really happy that Johnny won because all this against him just didn't make any sense. And the biggest thing that was such a big middle finger to Johnny was just the fact that he got fired from his work as soon as this all started without any proof. Whatever happened to proven innocent until guilty? I don't understand that. It really irritated me that Disney, fuck Disney at this point for real, because they were the first one to have started this. They ruined his career in a way. I feel like Johnny will definitely get back up, but Disney did ruin his career by firing him immediately once this piece of news came out with no proof. In Hollywood, and this is my opinion, if you're a big time actor, you hired a big time actor, right, to star in a franchise that you know is just making a lot of money, that you know is getting a lot of attention, obviously just gonna just make it big for you, right? You know that with that actor, if there's gonna be one piece of bad publicity, whether it's big or small, you gotta look into it to make sure that it's valid. You can't just look at one piece of evidence, unless it's obvious, and then just assume and then take drastic measures. Like the fact that they fired Johnny when this first came out without any proof, Disney, like it was ridiculous. And then unfortunately the same thing did happen with Warner Brothers on the Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them franchise. You know, unfortunately Johnny was Grindelwald, and he did a great job in the second film, even though the film wasn't great. But despite that, as the character, he was great, but then they fired him. Now we have like 3 Grindelwalds. Like, what the heck, right? Johnny did make it very clear that as he's gonna try to get back on his feet when it comes down to his career, which is amazing, that he's not gonna work with Disney anymore. That especially if it comes down to Pirates of the Caribbean, he's not gonna want to do anything with that franchise. It just doesn't really seem to add up to his schedule. He wants nothing to do with it. The fact that they fired him over something that wasn't even proven yet, I honestly don't blame him. So yeah, fuck Disney at this point. Seriously, man, like fuck y'all. Like, you know, it just pisses me off that unfortunately certain actors, especially if they're male, that they're treated like this just because of something that comes out. I know that the biggest conversation that comes down to this situation is, you know, are women always going to be the victims when it comes down to abuse? And the answer to that is no, not all the time. The majority of the time, sadly, yes. You know, it's a discussion for another day. If we all know, and we all know, you know, the majority of the time it is always women who are unfortunately being abused. There are times when men can be abused too. There really are. There's been plenty of cases that I know of, especially. And here in this case, it was Amber Heard against Johnny. You can tell from Amber's personality, Hollywood got to her head. Compare Johnny and Amber on that situation. Every time Johnny was around regular people, he treated them humbly. He was polite. I never, ever seen him make a scene anywhere, you know, unless it was just something that was going on in his private life. But that's his private life, right? But I mean, in the public eye, I've never seen him do anything like that. He's always gone to charities dressed up as Captain Jack Sparrow, helping out kids and trying to entertain them, and, you know, just letting them see Jack Sparrow in real life. Amber Heard, on the other hand, when she's in interviews, she's rude to her interns, she underpays them, she fires them, she has an anger problem, she cheated on Johnny. I mean, like, I don't know what else is to prove that she was the one being aggressive here. But in the end of the day, clearly people kept falling for the same type of thing when it comes to women, when it comes down to this particular part, when it comes down to Amber Heard. She kept playing two type of cards. She kept playing the victim card, and then she kept playing the woman card. You know, the gender card. And honestly, it's getting to the point where the hashtag MeToo movement is honestly starting to get taken less seriously now because of Amber. She tarnished it. If you're gonna take advantage just to get money or just to save your publicity or your fame, which Amber admitted that she did, she worries for her publicity. She's like, oh, that's any celebrity. I'm like, well, then if that's the case, why did you again, why did you make a promise to give money to charity if you didn't have the money? You know what I mean? Like, that didn't make any sense. Oh, I'm going to. That wasn't the question, Amber. Did you do it? No, I didn't, but I'm going to. Oh my god. You know what I mean? So yeah, just a lot went down here in this trial, and I'm actually really happy that it turned out the way how it did. I did get a little nervous at times because I kept thinking, oh man, like, is the jury gonna really fall for the fact that Amber kept coming out saying that she was this and she was like that? And don't get me wrong, I wasn't entirely nervous when it came down to the trial because a lot of Amber's story, like I said numerous times, it just didn't make any sense. She got lost in her own story numerous times. She kept admitting things by accident. She kept denying things that she said. And then she'll be like, oh, sorry, I didn't understand the question. She kept exaggerating her story. She tried to cry, and it didn't work. I was just like, Amber, you're an actor, but you're not that good of an actor. I'm sorry, girl. Yeah, it just didn't really come off well for Amber, unfortunately, at this point. And now that the trial is over, there are clearly a lot of people happy, very happy that Johnny won, because we all knew that he was the victim here. But then there are also some people that are actually with Amber Heard here, that they're actually upset that Amber didn't win, that there are some people out there that unfortunately do not seem to want to give a chance when it comes down to the male side. Perfect example, this is something that I wanted to talk about because I saw a tweet and it angered me so. For those of you that don't know, there is this feminist, huge feminist. Her name is Arnenia Arkezia, right? And she is known on the YouTube community for being so annoying, for just being hated on, because unfortunately the majority of what she says and does is very one-sided. You know, she's a straight feminist. Especially in the gaming community, she is not well liked. I personally don't have anything against her. I just feel like, okay, there are opinions that she has at times. There are certain things that she brings up where I'm like, okay, I get that. But then there's times where she completely exaggerates and she brings in other things into a situation that has nothing to do with that particular situation. She tweeted out something that proves my point. So she tweeted this out saying, the wide-scale celebration and joy of a survivor being gaslight is horrifying. If a rich white woman can't even be believed, what about all the BIPOC, queer, disabled folks, working class folks, and other marginalized survivors supposed to feel? Who the fuck is going to believe us? Okay. First of all, what does handicap, what does queer, what does average folk, what are you talking about, Arnenia? That made no sense to me. You're bringing in other type of issues and other type of examples to something that doesn't really fit here. Again, there was evidence towards Amber, a ton of evidence. Amber came out saying that, that despite the evidence that she had against Johnny, it wasn't enough to basically get him. That makes no sense. She's just being petty. She's still playing the victim card. I clearly do not believe Amber on that because, again, the evidence that she brought in was altered. It was changed. She lied, okay? She kept trying to bring in witnesses that were kind of against Johnny at certain times, and even they were kind of like, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? It just didn't make any sense. And Johnny, of course, had witnesses up the ass defending him. I don't understand what evidence against Johnny were they saying. Even experts kept coming in looking at these images that Amber took and were saying, yeah, you can tell that the lighting was altered. You can tell that that she used makeup. You can tell that the clip that was released to TMZ, parts were cut out because apparently there was an extra clip in the beginning. There was an extra clip in the end. Like, everything that Amber Heard kept bringing in was altered. Everything was just kind of like, wait, like something's missing here. You know what I mean? Everything that Johnny kept bringing in was just there. Like, there was nothing to hide. Johnny was basically like, what you see is literally what was there. That's it. And that's what I liked about this whole case. Johnny had a cool attitude the whole way. Amber was not cool the whole way time. You can tell at times she kept getting upset. At times she kept losing her cool. She just couldn't keep a straight face. And then other than that, she kept trying to overreact. She kept doing so many of these extra faces. Every time she did something, she was just... and my dog stepped on a bee. She kept doing that, and I was just like, Amber, bring it back like 20%. Stop. Whoa. Just tell your story and stop with all this emotional bullshit, because it's clearly not working. It's clearly not working. When it comes down to Arnenia, by the way, that's what I'm saying. I don't like the fact that people like Arnenia come out bringing in other examples and issues that have nothing to do with the situation. This was basically a toxic relationship. These were two high celebrities, one that's very noble and one that had fame and greed go to her head. She has a reputation, even in interviews, of her being rude. Again, she was rude to her interns. They came out going against her, saying that they were underpaid. I don't really see Arnenia where people didn't believe Amber. People didn't believe her because there was so much against her. You gotta understand there's a difference between taking someone's word and then you taking someone's word but then having evidence to stack that. Come on now, Arnenia. Get your head out of your ass. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. Oh god, I can't stand that girl. Just talking about the trial now, specifically. The trial, I thought was fair. It lasted quite a lot. You can tell Johnny was just done with it. He didn't really want to deal with it anymore, especially while there was money on the line. I think that it's safe to say that Johnny's going to get back on his feet. I hope so. I'm really glad that Johnny isn't really going to take any money from Disney. I'm glad that he's not going to be a part of Disney, because Disney is just a very one-sided company sometimes. They really are. You know, they're just buying franchises just to make money. They just want to have a good public image, but then at the end of the day, when you see who's in charge, you know, they're not really having a good image at all. They're like, you know, what's going on in Florida, what's going on with them in general, you know, obviously with Johnny Depp, you know, they're making a lot of slip-ups recently. But despite that, you know, it was exhausting, it was tiring and interesting. But it's over. And you know, there were a few things that were interesting and funny, you know, like that one guy that did the weird lip thing. That was different. I remember I laughed my ass off. I was like, what was that? You know, do I have to answer that? Yeah, when he did that, I was like, what? And then the other guy that was in the car and he vaped, I was like, oh my god. Poor Johnny. I was kind of worried that I was going to ruin it, but no, like, everybody was just laughing. But despite that verse, that's just my opinion, my say on it. I'm just happy that Johnny won. I'm happy that this is over. I don't really know what's going to happen to Amber Heard. I doubt she's going to be working. That's the thing also that people were frustrated about the situation, is the fact that just because of this whole gender card going on, that's really annoying. Johnny got accused of something with no evidence. He got fired from everything. Amber Heard got accused by Johnny, actually brought in evidence, but despite that, she's still working. Why is that such a thing? If there's evidence proven against somebody, especially if that person happens to be a female, fire him. I don't understand why is it that in this industry it's easy to fire a male, but when it comes down to a female, it's like there's such precautions. Like, I don't understand. Especially if you have evidence to back up why you're doing what you're doing. Amber's still working. She's still going to be in Aquaman 2. And now there's a lot of people coming out saying that they're not going to want to see Aquaman 2 because she's still in the movie. I honestly don't blame them. I kind of even don't really want to see Aquaman 2. I'm pretty sure I'll probably do a reaction video and maybe talk about it. But seeing it, I'm just kind of like... It just seemed very unfair. There's just obviously certain things that do need to be looked at, and there are certain things that do need to be talked about. But here in this situation, I'm just happy that the hashtag #MeToo movement didn't work here, because it was used in the wrong way. That movement is starting to be taken less and less seriously, in my opinion, just because of the fact that people like Amber Heard take advantage of it. And that's sad, unfortunately. I really wish there weren't people like that, but there are. But despite that, you know, Johnny's walking away. He's getting 15 million, or 13 million in this case, you know. Unfortunately, Amber Heard still gets 2 million. I think it's safe to say at this point she's not going to be able to pay that charity. She just doesn't have the money for it right now, and her career is pretty much done. I feel like she's going to let some time pass, and then she's definitely going to try to get back to work, but I doubt it. Her reputation is just fucked. It's just screwed up right now. But I'm happy that Johnny won. Good for you, Johnny. And yeah, first, that's just my opinion and my thoughts. I know there's a lot more to say, but I don't want to cover the whole thing, otherwise this video will be too long. I honestly don't want that. But with that said, lovers, if you like what you saw, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification for more content as always. Let me know what you guys think about this whole situation with Johnny, with Amber Heard. You know, let me know what you guys think about what it is that people are saying, especially. I'm kind of curious to know what you guys think about that, because I know there's a lot of naysay here and there. But with that said, lovers, thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome as always, and with that said, have an awesome day. Later, verse.